Hey, I'm Salman with ClickX. Today's marketing hack of the day, I want to talk about post-trade show marketing. And I want to teach you how not to fail after a trade show. Sounds good? Let's get started. So you attended this really big trade show, you made a lot of connections, your exhibit is all packed up, you're saving it for the next event, your sales team is headed home and you're trying to figure out what to do with this big stack of business cards that you've collected, or if it's Excel spreadsheet or whatever it is. And how are you going to tackle this large list of leads? And that's what I want to help you uncover in this video. And the big question the executives want to know is, what did we do with all that leads, and how are we going to generate some cash from investing, whether it's $50,000 or $500,000 on a trade show, right? That's the goal that they're after, and it's your job as the marketer to figure out whether or not this is going to help generate more cash, or was it just a big waste of money. So what I got to tell you here today is that you need a solid strategy in order to make the most of this investment, whether it's a trade show you did locally or it's one you flew across the country, all right? So I'm gonna give you some practical steps that you can use so that your next trade show is gonna be a much better success than some of the past ones you may have had, all right? Research has shown that majority of the leads generated from a trade show never receive proper follow-up. All right, that's the reason most of the disconnect is happening from generating the leads to actually closing a sale, whether it's a month later or a year later. All right, I want to give you some practical steps as to how you can solve this in your future. So my first recommendation is to plan way in advance of attending a trade show. Right? And you have to have a goal before you attend it or exhibit as to what you would like to accomplish after the show. What is the goal of us attending there? Is it a certain amount of leads? Is it brand awareness? Is it X amount of sales that you want to close after the fact? And if you could do that for yourself and your team, I think you'll have way better success in your next show. You know, the prompt response after the show is very critical to closing the sale. So the first step in that is to gather all your contacts, put in your CRM system, whatever it is that you have, and then figure out how you can segment them between hot and cold leads. Whether it is someone who's going to buy now, or they're going to need 3 months to kind of figure out whether or not this is a good solution for their business. And once that's done, I would recommend designing some sort of a follow-up plan that is specific to the group, right? Specific to the people that are going to buy now, that are partners, maybe they're going to be affiliates, maybe they're going to be instant customers. Depending on the group that the person belongs in, you need to make sure that you're going to have some sort of a follow-up system in place, that it doesn't have to be from a marketing automation system. It could be manual, but you have to design it and map it out so you understand exactly what's going to happen to what group of people. It's not you're going to get all these contacts and not sure what you're going to do. And if that's the case, what you're going to do is you're going to get 2,000 people's contact and you're going to send them all the same message, and then you wonder why you didn't get the sale at the end of the year. You know? So designing that follow-up system by group is very, very important even before you get all of these people's information. Once you've designed a follow-up system, you want to personalize the emails that they're going to be getting as much as possible. Whether it's the subject line or the first sentence, the first paragraph, or all of it has to be very, very custom tailored to the prospect who you had a conversation with. You know, in marketing, you should try to accomplish one thing at a time from your marketing. So if it's an email marketing, you really want them to show them one offer, and maybe it's one call to action. You want to guide the person into doing one thing, right? Whether it's your video strategy or it's your landing page, or your email marketing, it's all about trying to get them to do one action at the end of it. So if you're having a trade show, you're sending them a follow-up email, you should really try to get them to do one thing, whether that is a request a consultation with you, or watching video, or downloading an additional resources. Your follow-up strategy should really gear towards having them do one action. That way you can track whether or not these people are interested in going further down the funnel, so your sales team can get involved and try to close the sale. See, this is one thing that I don't see a lot of companies doing, is nurturing these prospects that you've generated from a trade show through LinkedIn. You realize that these are people, and they're obviously going to be having a LinkedIn profile, and they want to get to know you and your company better. The right SDR, the sales development rep, or the right sales team should be nurturing them through LinkedIn, not just sending a mass email from the marketing team. And I think there's a big disconnect with what marketing is going to do and what sales is going to do. But this is one thing that I haven't seen a lot of companies do. I go to trade shows and I always get massive amounts of emails afterwards, none of which are personal to what I talked about, none of which are relevant to what I'm trying to do, and none of which are really talking individually at me and my needs, and no one rarely connect me at LinkedIn and say, hey, it was great seeing you at such and such trade show. And I think marketers really need to understand that this isn't like you go to trade show and you get 4,000 contacts or 40,000 contacts, whatever it might be. It's not all treated as one. It needs to be treated as individual based on their needs and what are they trying to accomplish, how they fit your goals and your organization, and how they should be treated. Rarely I ever get someone nurturing me through LinkedIn with additional resources from our conversation at a trade show. Once the initial sort of follow-up series are completed, you're going to definitely need to figure out some sort of long-term journey that you want to put them through, right? Some nurture strategy, whether it is 5 emails and once a month, or inviting them to webinar, whatever it might be. There needs to be something long-term, not just this instant, short-term, you got a burst of activity and then you really have nothing going on and then you wonder why you didn't get any sales from it. So planning the long-term nurture is just as important as the instant, sort of follow-up strategy you're going to have, whether it's personalized by the salesperson or the marketing team based on their need that they've, really shared at the show. But having that information put into some sort of a long-term strategy, right? You shouldn't also put everybody on the same long-term strategy. It needs to be custom tailored to the different kinds of people, the different persona of people that you're going to meet. And that long-term strategy is going to get a lot of busy people seeing your content over time and getting interested and maybe making money based on the investment that you had from that trade show in the first place. You don't have to be the biggest booth at the trade show or have a very large 250 people dinner or give away a card to be successful. Almost any company can be successful in trade shows if they can have the right strategy, right? Develop a very solid strategy, execute it, and follow up through the entire process that you built for your post-trade show marketing. That's going to get you the ROI that you're looking for. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that your next trade show is going to be more successful than the last one. And that's a hack for the day, everyone. As always, if you have any questions, leave it in the comment box. Thanks for watching another edition of Marketing Hack of the Day.